You're listening to The Mark Cox Show. Follow the show on Facebook, facebook.com/The Mark Cox Show.
This is the last event that happens to fit into a narrative about Hillary Clinton's defeat. Where was all the outrage when China, for example, took hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of personnel records from the federal government and lifted them and sent them to Beijing? This is the sort of thing, it's no wonder that people thought they could get away with it, because the Obama administration had downplayed the damage that was being done for years.
John Bolton, former UN ambassador. Boy, I would love to have seen him as Secretary of State.
You know, you play a good air guitar, air keyboard pretty
Thank
good.
you.
I like that. Very, very good.
Never played piano in my life, but I look good doing it. Thank you. Have played a little guitar, but not keyboard.
Air keyboard.
Air keyboard on top of that. So that's Bolton. Bolton's the one who kind of floated the idea that this could be a false flag. And I guess what I didn't realize about what he was saying, he was suggesting it could have come from the U.S. for all we know, and they planted a false flag. And the White House took a little bit of offense to that suggestion, that they would have had anything to do with something like that. So let's listen to Josh Less Than Earnest, White House spokesman.
I will rule out that the United States, in any way, engage in the kind of false flag operation that a wide range of irresponsible conspiracy theorists have put forward.
Do you think Josh would have been in on that briefing if they had? No.
Well, remember,
because they need plausible deniability, right?
Remember, this is the same administration that didn't know their Secretary of State had her own private server. So of course,
well, there's always that.
Yeah, so.
I'm not getting into the fake news thing here. However, so CNN, not to change subjects, but I guess I am. CNN has this loser on last night who does fake news, and he admits it because it's his job, and he makes money off of it because people come to his site to read his satire, and then they retweet it and they post it on Facebook, and every time somebody clicks back to his webpage, he makes money off of it, right? Yeah. It's his business. And CNN's interviewing the guy like he's a real journalist, and I'm watching Anderson Cooper talk to this guy like he's offended that the guy would suggest that CNN would ever post anything on its website just to draw people there for advertising. He said the mainstream media does it too, right? They post things that are going to grab headlines that get people to link to it so that other people will come back to that page. They all do it. It's just he admits up front that his is satire. Right. Listen to how he describes what he does.
I've been doing it now about 5 or 6 years. This what you guys call fake news. The headline might be fake. The first paragraph might be fake. And then the rest of the story is a lot of it is mostly political satire. It gets pretty ridiculous as the story goes on. Anyone that's read any of my articles, I have a lot of fans, a lot of the people that like my stuff, that they know. I mean, it's pretty obvious the stuff I write is very political satire. There's a lot of humor, a lot of comedy in it.
Of course there is. And if you've ever had anybody link you to an article like on The Onion,
right?
If you read the first 2 paragraphs and you don't realize that that's satire, you may be too stupid to breathe. I'm just saying, it's possible your medulla oblongata could go out on you the next day. I mean, you might not be around very long. You weren't going to walk in front of a car or something.
That's over my head.
Oh, come on.
I'm looking, what?
Is that your medulla oblongata? Don't you remember that?
I read
Waterboy?
I read an article about, this fake news originates overseas. I forgot the country. It may have been Macedonia or somewhere. But they're saying that there are teenagers, 18, 19-year-old young kids that are buying BMWs in these poor villages because they're cranking out this fake news. So it's very profitable, as we've seen for the mainstream media the last 50 or 60 years. Fake news is very profitable.
I suppose, but I think it's a straw man that's been brought up to distract from something else. because I don't believe it's the threat to democracy that the Democrats would lead you to believe. So where have they failed? They failed in the recount, right?
Right.
They failed with the fake news theory that's the reason that Hillary lost. Now they're down to the hacking story. This must be the explanation for why Hillary lost. And now they've got John Podesta claiming we've got to go give an intelligence briefing to these electors so they can make the right choice on December 19th.
Well, Hillary did win the popular vote, so there's got to be some explanation for
Well,
this
they
somewhere.
use that argument too. Unfortunately, that doesn't matter in our system because we don't count the electoral vote. I mean, we count the electoral vote and not the vote.
I would like to see somebody make an issue. If fake news is the big thing now, and we're going to talk about this, why don't we talk about, and they say the millennial generation are the one that fall for it the most. Why don't we talk about the education system and in college that this is what we're paying our money for, our taxpayers' money for people to are in their 20s that can't recognize real news from fake news.
Yeah.
I would love to see somebody push it back against that.
I would say most of them are the cupcakes who needed counseling at some point in a coloring book. Joe, you're on the radio.
Hey, Mark, I have a great idea. I know who we could have go testify to the electors. There's this guy named Seth Rich, who Julian Assange thought that he was the one giving him, kind of led on that he was the one giving him the kind of hacked the Democratic emails. Oh,
the guy they found dead.
Oh, shoot.
In D.C., right?
Yeah. I guess he can't testify then because somebody shot him in the back in a failed robbery attempt. Only they left his wallet and his watch and everything else. So I think he spoke Russian. I think he knew Russian. He knew. I think he knew a Russian word. So maybe
Dos
that makes
Vidanya. So do I.
Yeah, Dos Vidanya.
Yeah, Dos Vidanya. Joe, thank you for the phone call. Yeah, I don't. That Rich story is another example of one that the left claims is an example of fake news. Well, conspiracy theories have been around forever. I mean, think back to Vince Foster. There's a conspiracy theory, of course, that he didn't commit suicide on that hillside in Washington, D.C. because no blood was found there and all this. His body must have been moved there.
No dirt
if you've
on
ever
his
read it,
shoes.
thank you. You see, you even know it too.
I know it.
Everybody knows that. But, I don't think your average person could conclusively say that that's true. Yeah. And it sure didn't influence the outcome of any election. Yeah. But maybe it poisoned people's minds to Hillary Clinton.
But Seth Rich, though, I mean, being shot in the middle of the night, no one takes your wallet, and it's a robbery. I mean, you don't have to be Columbo to kind of figure that one out.
Yeah, well, that's true. Jim, you're on the air.
Hey, I was listening to your guy there before talking about the thing between Russia and this, this sour grapes is getting really ridiculous. When Bush was president and 9/11 happened, we had a good relationship with Russia, and that was a good thing. Obama takes office, the relationship goes south, all right? Hillary Clinton didn't do anything to improve that. And now when we look like there may be a warming and we may be able to work with these people instead of go back into another Cold War, now we want to question that. It seems like politics as usual are at play here.
Yeah.
And I'm maybe I'm just stupid, but it seems to me like the old expression about, you keep your friends close and your enemies closer should come to play here.
Jim, I like it. Hillary pushed the reset button with Russia, didn't she? What did Obama say? The 80s called and they want their
Mitt Romney was right.
Yeah, Mitt Romney was right. Yeah. That's right. The 80s called and they want their foreign policy back.
Russia is our enemy, period. And having close relationships with them, yes, I encourage that, but they scare me because they're on the opposite side of us in Syria, and it's obvious that they were involved in
still
our elections.
Want to be a superpower.
Yeah.
That's what the goal is. So we'll say that's why I'm stupefied that anybody thinks he'd rather have Trump as president than Hillary Clinton, because Clinton would have made his path much easier, in my opinion. My 2 cents.
I think there's a lot of business deals that Donald Trump has with Russia that we don't know about because of the tax.
I wish we had time here because Charles is called in agreeing with you.
Charles is a smart guy.
That's
Charles.
Oh, did you hear what he just said? Let's archive that. All right, Chris Arps. Thanks, buddy.
You know what they say, a broken clock is right twice a day.
Gotta run. Great to see you as always.
You.
Stick around. Lots more to come for you in the next hour. We're going to talk to that Democrat I told you who's convinced that Hillary Clinton should be the president. We'll be right back.
This hour of the Mark Cox Show brought to you by Naputi Wellness. Catch Dr. Eric every Sunday at 3 on Wellness Matters. NaputiWellnessCenter.com.
This holiday season, give the gift that keeps on giving. Give the gift of Cardinals baseball. 2017 all-inclusive tickets are on sale now and feature a full buffet, complimentary beer and soda, plus a great view of the game. Choose from the UNB Champions Club, Bank of America Club, the Coca-Cola Scoreboard Patio, and more. Give the gift of date nights, the gift of memories, the gift of Cardinals